So it's been a fairly busy holiday period for Duel Links. Around, of course, we have Marin release on the 25th on Christmas Day, which of course meant, we're taking the day off. We're not covering that. That's a no-go zone. Then was the announcement of the brand new box coming New Year's Day, which seems pretty cool. And of course, the big one is all the things happening in January. So we're going to do a bit of a quick fire roundup video of all the things happening, right? Let's go on to Marin and see if she's a good character. Now, of course, the big discussion around the moment is we've got Rio, smiling. Marin is just Rio with a bit more of a sharp expression. And that's kind of the main difference. Now, in terms of new cards, in terms of supporting the deck type, honestly, not too bad. We have got the Zodiac, which of course was a brand new promo card. She got released, I believe, back in 2024. And this card you will be playing in the deck, right? It's a free special summon, it's an extender, and with the skill, this card becomes live way easier. We've then got, at level 10, Dugaris the Timeless. This is really weird because it's a Fire Fiend. And of course Marin is all about waters. So, doesn't really make sense, but like, this card is so good. And so being a free card is really baffling. Now, it could be because Konami knows the card has potential to be kind of toxic in Duel Links. I believe we're seeing some FTKs kind of revolving around the free special summon, so we'll have to see how that goes, but this card is incredible, and it's coming at multiple copies. Now, you're only really going to play one. This card is going to be why you level her up, just straight up. Then, of course, is the Ragnar Affinity, which goes on top of the new Xyz we're getting via event reward. It deals burn damage, it banishes a card. It's not too bad at all. Overall, they are cards that are going to see play, right? That's a good thing. Of course, in her own deck, and of course, generically, which is brilliant. Skill-wise, is this skill. Is the really bonkers skill, because it means it makes 05 below water wing beasts into Zodiacs, which is fantastic, meaning you can go into 1, 2, 3, 4 Xyzes in one turn. Now, the pool you've got to work with isn't super great. Now, skill does also turn on your Ragnar 0, which means you've got a pop on summon, but in terms of having a big board full of negates, you're not really going to be there. This is what we're kind of looking at for a deck list, right? You're going to be playing your Zodiac, you're going to be playing the Blizzard Thunderbird, available from a old box, which can be box chipped, so this card is like the best starter card by far, because the skill makes the card live immediately, which is good. You're then playing hand traps, you're playing things like Cosmic, like Eclipse, whatever's generically good, you can stuff in this deck and it'll work out. You've got access to Dweller, you've got things like the Zeraphine and your Zeriort, and of course, the Ragnar Affinity. It does remind me of how we had Vector, right? He came out, and they managed to make his deck actually work in Duel Links and be pretty good, right, overall. So I think that Marin is a better character than people expected. Is she top tier? No, probably not. But being this stepping stone towards NASCH, of course we know he's coming in January, this actually was way better than I kind of expected. We've then got the brand new main box, Zodiac Destiny, dropping on New Year's Day, or December 31st if you're outside Japan. And this box is like Master Duel Light the box, right? You've got Trap Tricks, you've got Branded coming with Mirror Jade and Branded Fusion, you've got Drytrons, you've got Zodiac, and of course, me personally, the big thing is Damashin the Dragon Knight, and Tamais Night Dragon. Now, it is annoying, this isn't super rare, right? Like in China, that'd be really good, but it's not. So, this does, for me, I think, price me out of the box. Now, super rare, I think I could have warranted going into it, but I'm not sure now because, personally for me, it is really just this stuff that's exciting me, right, for this box. I think overall, Trap Tricks probably is going to be the immediate winner. Looks like the most competent strategy. Then probably is going to be Drytron, because they're getting most of everything. Right, Trap Tricks have a bunch of stuff missing. Drytron is essentially like Wave 1 and 2. It's missing the more modern stuff, which I think is perfectly fine, right? To have for a Duel Links first release, right, we're getting most of everything. Of course, Trap Tricks are getting some of their more modern support, like Tune, like your Trap Trick Garden, like your Pudica as well. They are missing the new Xyz, some new links, so there is more support down the line, but I think those two will be the kind of the winners in the short term. Then, of course, is Branded. This, I kind of feel like, is the big, scary thing of the box for most people, right? And it does kind of telegraph where Duel Links is going for the next like year or two, in a way. So I think long term, this of course will be really good. In the short term, probably not as bad as people kind of make out. It's like saying Dragoon's going to be busted and break open Duel Links when it probably won't do. It will just be, pretty good at the moment, but it won't be super top tier, broken, you know, whatever. Brand Fusion, I think, is probably in the same vein. I think like game speed wise, with the fact that skills do whatever they want to do now, I think that just getting this Mirror Jade, it's not really enough, but I'm probably going to be wrong. Of course, it's still a really good card, right? Just, you know, getting these is fantastic for that deck. It is Master of the box, and it does really kind of show where Duel Links is at the moment, right? Where, like, the anime-ness of the game kind of feels like it's out the window at this point. Literally, 2 of the cards in here are from the anime, or from anime characters, right? So we'll see, you know, of course we have more to look forward to in January, with Anniversary, with Selection Box, Structure Deck, etc., Dragoon coming, of course, so we'll see how things kind of pan out. Zodiac is a big wild card, right, because of course in TCG, they were really, really good, but now in Duel Links, we've got decks that do things that Zodiac can't do, right, just like built into their archetype. Of course, you know, this is all pre-box release, and we've seen, you know, some decks be hyped up and then do dog shit, like Sword Soul, for example. Everyone was super excited for that one, and then the deck kind of come out and not be this really oppressive threat that it kind of was in TCG and in Master Duel, right? So it's just a fine deck. So I kind of hope for more of that from this box. I think some people are kind of thinking that the box will be really bad. It can't be worse than the Savage Shot main box, right? Than the last one we got pre-KC Cup. But this box is way better, just straight up. Now we go back to Duel Links proper, and we go to the upcoming updates. Now, this is a pretty stacked month for Duel Links overall. I've not done the calculation on exactly where the dates line up, but we of course have the big anniversary coming, with Dragoon coming as animated effect, which is really cool. Right, that's really, really good. Getting Dimensional Link, of course, the Rush card, Red Eyes the Rush card as well. That'll go alongside the box releasing on the 5th, but this is starting on, I believe, the 12th, so there is a week wait between those two, which is a bit weird, I guess. Of course, campaign is going to be fantastic, right? Getting Dream Tickets right, a bunch of gems, accessories. Of course, there'll probably be a structure deck, there'll probably be a selection box. There may be an anniversary box this month. Who knows? It could happen, it could not. Last year was in January, the year before was in February. It's never a 100% guarantee, right? So we could see it, we could not see it. Then we've got Tag Duel Tournament with 2 pretty good cards, right? Stay Sailor Marin and Magical Witch. Now, both of those will see play in their respective formats in certain decks. Romarin, I believe, has been really hyped up by Predator Plant players. So we'll see how that does work out, right, going forward. And Animagical Witch is the start of the Animagic deck type in Rush Duel. Does this mean we're going to be seeing more Animagics come to the game? Probably not. As we saw with Delirium, as we saw, I believe, with another card that came early. Of course, would work with the Pure Glass Spears we're getting by deck box as well. So just more cards to support that generic level 8-7 light monster. We've then got mid-January is Duelist Kingdom, getting 2 brand new cards of Speed Duel. We've got the Retrain of Magician of Faith, which is a really cool thing to have, but I don't think it's ever really seen play. So this won't do anything at all. It's a flip card, it's very slow of course, and just like, I mean, it might be cool in Legacy Duels if they can make a flip deck work in that format. We'll have to see, and of course Eater the Sun Magician, which is a bit better, right? Because on Summon, it chews out a Spellcaster from your hand or deck. Now, it is a Spellcaster with 1500 defense. So, what does that actually give us in Duel Links, right? What is like a good target that's seeing play? Well, you could go for your Ecclesias. Would you go for Ecclesia here? I'm not too sure. The big thing is like the Charmers, right? And I feel like that given we've got the Charmer structure coming out in a TCG, OCG, you've got the Charmer anime happening, this feels kind of tangentially related, right? That could kind of hint as to selection box stuff maybe, or potential things coming in the mini box end of the month, right? I think giving more Charmer support, if it's available, at the same time as the TCG, as a Master, right, could be a really big thing. Not that's gonna happen, but that could be a cool little thing to do, like we did with Gradius, right, for example. Of course, and also it can flip a card face up or face down, so it would then trigger the effect of those off, which, you know, that's some neat little synergy, I guess. We've then got Torgo Mission Bingo with Magmax Mantle Vader, which I believe is going to be a card we've already got. Yes, it was a rush card we already got, which did nothing when it released, so getting another copy kind of an onslaught of things happening. So Liquid Steel's come back is perfectly fine, of course, seen it plenty of times. Hopefully they can make a Liquid Steel format that doesn't turn into an FTK fest or have one very dominant deck that's just like so much better than everything else. Hopefully, Konami, please balance the format well. That'll be good. We've then got Emi and Mimi's rerun. Now, this feels early, but we just saw Noah happen in December, right? And that was early as well. Right, that was still 2 months gap, right? This one would have been, you know, a month and a half-ish. So it is a speed up. If they didn't do this now, there will be no new Rush Duel Unlock event for over 2 months. Right, it would have been from Emi's event starting in December all the way to the end of February. Right, because of course we know after NASH will probably be the case cup like usual. So that is the usual schedule, and so this will make sense. Now, I am hoping this means we finally get the level capping because of Go Rush. There is no better time to do it when Rush players have nothing really to do, when speed's kind of focus. Throw this out there, right? Give us the away level cap increase. It's been a year delayed. If we look back to Sevens, right, we got our first one with Mimi's rerun in January. They could have just delayed this a year to be very funny and have it be the same for Go Rush. That could be what they did, and that would be annoying, but I will take it. If it doesn't happen here, then that feels really, really rough. We've then got Mission Research, sure, and of course, finally, is a brand new character, which we know, based on the quote, is going to be NASH. Now, we've got Marin at the moment, of course, leading up to release of NASH, which does make sense. NASH being the evolved form of Shark, or its original form, so getting more Shark support, Sun Honor Arc, Sun Honor Dark. Of course, there is the Armored Xyz cards as well. They're released recently, I guess, in the OCG, so those could come as well, and be pretty cool. This, I think, is a better month than last year. Capping off on the Salamangreat Soulburner All-Star, right? I think they've kind of learnt that All-Stars don't really deserve to be the focus of an OG event, right? No one really likes that, and so having 2 Zexal releases back-to-back is kind of like what they did with the Arc 5 run, right? With Rin and Lulu into Yuri, and then nothing for a year. So it does feel like they are getting all the worlds to a point where they've done the main characters outside of the bosses, right? GX, Night Shroud is not a thing, right? DM, Zork, Bakura thing is not a thing. 5Ds, I guess they would have done Aporia and Zone, so that one's kind of a mixed bag. Zexal, we're clearly stopping at Dawn 1000, right? Just before Dawn 1000, that's the big bad. Arc 5, of course, has Zark, where we've stopped, right before you would expect Zark to show up, so that makes sense. And then Rain's a bit weird because there's no real big bad for that anime. You could say but I don't think he's like an overarching boss, right? So it doesn't really fit. So hopefully we get a focus on Reigns for this year, for Speed Duel, right? You know, give us give us Robopi, give us Blue Maiden, and of course, level cap increase would be pretty good as well, given we meant to get in December. So we've kind of got a lot to catch up on, in a way. It does feel like it's very obvious where Duel Links is going, that there is going to be this big focus on the big bosses of the shows. Darts, of course, is looming over Duel Links, the DM world. We know we're kind of getting a Joey Alt-style as well. It's probably showing up with the anniversary campaign, given the accessories feature Joey in his Bouncy Alt-style, so hopefully we'll see that as well. And yeah, like, you know, I feel like the Garage Cap has to come this month because there's no content for this Rush Duel thing, right? There's nothing to release alongside it that we know of at the moment. We know we're getting that demo box happening on January 5th, which is earlier than the anniversary, and of course like 3 weeks earlier than this, so it doesn't make sense to then go and do a second deck build in the same month. So I think this is the time. If it's not, it's really worrying, but then we'll see. February, of course, should be a Rush character, but I imagine we'll go back to Sevens and do a big Sevens thing. Who knows at this point? But I think for a January anniversary month, this is pretty good. You know, I think it's a very good start to the year, and of course, you know, knowing we've got a brand new character, knowing we've got an All-Star coming as well, is nothing to kind of scoff at, and the card rewards seem all pretty decent overall. Anniversary will be big, there'll be some cool things happening with Selection Box with the Structure deck. As much as I despise them, you know, it's still new cards come to the game, so we'll see how they do there. Anyway, let me know thoughts down below and everything on Marin, on the box, on the updates coming in January,